Mercado Libre was founded in August 1999 in Buenos Aires, Argentina, by Marcos Galperin, a young Argentine who was pursuing an MBA at Stanford University in the United States. The idea arose when Marcos noticed that the internet was beginning to transform the American market, mainly through platforms like eBay, which allowed anyone to sell products online. Seeing that Latin America still did not have a similar platform, Galperin decided to seize this opportunity. With support from Stanford colleagues and some angel investors, he began turning his project into reality. Among the first supporters was Andy Kazaniecki, who helped structure the initial operation. The website was first launched in Argentina, with a very innovative proposal for the time to create an environment where anyone could buy and sell products online, working under a peer-to-peer marketplace model in which users were both sellers and buyers. Still in 1999, just a few months after launching in Argentina, Mercado Libre began its international expansion, reaching Brazil, Mexico, Uruguay, and Chile. At the time, internet penetration in Latin America was still low, which made the challenge even greater. Even so, the proposal was well received because it solved a real problem: the difficulty of access to products and services in many regions of Latin America. In its early years, Mercado Libre operated basically as an online auction site, heavily inspired by eBay. Users listed their products and buyers could place bids or, in some cases, buy directly. In 2001, a crucial milestone in the company's history occurred. eBay acquired a minority stake in Mercado Libre, becoming its investor and strategic partner. Despite this, Mercado Libre continued to operate independently, adapting its services to Latin America's reality. This partnership brought not only money but also knowledge and technology that helped improve the site, making it more robust and secure. Between 2002 and 2003, the company started investing heavily in business model improvements. It was during this time that it stopped being just an auction site and began including the fixed price model, allowing sellers to offer their products at set prices without the need for an auction. This change was fundamental to accelerating the platform's growth. In 2003, another pillar that would become indispensable for the company was born: Mercado Pago. Initially, Mercado Pago was created as a payment solution within the platform itself, allowing transactions to be completed faster, safer, and more efficiently for both buyers and sellers. Before that, payments were arranged directly between parties, often through bank deposits, which caused insecurity and distrust. From 2004 onwards, Mercado Libre began consolidating as the leading e-commerce marketplace in Latin America. Platform improvements, strengthening the reputation system, which evaluates sellers and buyers based on their transactions, and the expansion of Mercado Pago were key factors. By 2005, Mercado Libre was already operating strongly in several countries in the region, especially in Brazil, which quickly became its largest market. Brazil was, in fact, the country that contributed the most to the company's growth during this period, due to its large economy and population. At that time, the company also began investing in logistics solutions, although much more modestly than it would in later years. The goal was to reduce barriers still present in Latin America's e-commerce, such as transportation problems and payment difficulties. In summary, from 1999 to 2005, Mercado Libre went from a startup founded by an MBA student to become the largest marketplace in Latin America, creating a solid foundation for the next steps, such as its stock market IPO years later, and expansion into sectors like logistics and financial services. Between 2006 and 2010, Mercado Libre went through one of the most important and decisive phases in its history, consolidating itself not just as a marketplace, but as a true e-commerce ecosystem in Latin America. By 2006, the company was very well positioned in the region, especially in Brazil, which was becoming increasingly its main market. The focus during this phase was on improving user experience and further professionalizing the platform, attracting large retailers and not just individual sellers. The biggest milestone came in 2007, when Mercado Libre held its IPO, or initial public offering, on NASDAQ, the US technology stock exchange. The IPO was a giant step for the company, raising a significant amount of capital that would be invested in technology, expansion, and innovation. The IPO also marked the official break of the partnership with eBay, which sold its stake in Mercado Libre. From that point on, the company followed its path completely independently. After the IPO, Mercado Libre invested heavily in strengthening its two main arms. Mercado Pago, which started gaining strength as a fintech, offering payment solutions not only within the platform, but also to external sites and various services. The marketplace, which became increasingly professional, welcoming large companies and retailers. In 2008, Mercado Libre implemented improvements in logistics, creating solutions that facilitated the shipment of products between sellers and buyers, although it was not yet an operation of its own, as it would become in the future. During this period, the company also realized that the Latin American market had many structural challenges, such as low banking penetration and difficulty accessing digital payment methods. This caused Mercado Pago to grow even more, offering not only online payments but also services like digital wallets, installment payments, boleto issuance, and later, credit. By the end of the decade in 2010, Mercado Libre was fully consolidated as the largest e-commerce player in Latin America. The company was no longer just a buying and selling website, but was beginning to transform into a technology company with robust solutions in payments, marketplace, and the start of more structured projects in logistics and financial services. By that time, Mercado Pago was already starting to be used outside Mercado Libre itself, showing the first signs it would become one of the largest fintechs in Latin America in the future. Between 2011 and 2015, Mercado Libre began transforming from a simple online sales platform into a complete digital ecosystem. The main focus during this period was Mercado Pago, which ceased to be just a tool to facilitate payments inside the site and began operating as a true fintech. It started offering services such as digital wallets, installment payments, boleto issuance, and importantly, became accepted in other online and physical stores outside the platform. The company also started facing one of the main challenges of e-commerce in Latin America: logistics. To address this, it created Mercado Envios, an operation that integrated transportation partners to improve product delivery on the platform. This service aimed to reduce delivery time and costs, a major bottleneck in the region. From 2016 to 2019, growth accelerated even more. The increasing use of the internet and smartphones in Latin America boosted demand for online shopping. Mercado Pago expanded to offer more complete financial services, including digital accounts, credit and debit cards, QR code payments, and even investments. The company began competing directly with traditional banks, offering a digital and accessible alternative. In 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic further accelerated the digitalization of the economy. With physical stores closed, millions of consumers and sellers migrated to the digital environment. Mercado Libre hit historic records of sales and new users, both on the marketplace and Mercado Pago platforms. The company also expanded its logistics operations, investing in distribution centers, its own fleet, and partnerships to guarantee faster and safer deliveries. This period consolidated Mercado Libre as the largest e-commerce platform in Latin America, with a strong presence in financial services and logistics, transforming how millions of people buy, sell, and pay in the region. From 2021 onward, Mercado Libre intensified its expansion and innovation, establishing itself as one of the largest and most influential technology companies in Latin America. With the rapid growth of e-commerce in the region, the company heavily invested in logistics infrastructure, recognizing that agility and efficiency in deliveries are crucial to maintaining user satisfaction. During this time, Mercado Libre significantly expanded its network of distribution centers, installing new hubs in strategic countries such as Brazil, Argentina, Mexico, and Chile. Additionally, it invested in modernizing its own fleet, incorporating electric trucks and even chartered airplanes to optimize goods transport, reducing deadlines and costs. This investment in logistics is one of the pillars to face the natural challenges of Latin America, such as the vast territory and limited road infrastructure.
Breaking news.
At the same time, Mercado Pago experienced very expressive evolution, ceasing to be only a payment solution to become a full financial platform. Mercado Pago began offering a wide range of services, including personal credit for consumers, loans for sellers on the platform, various insurance products, digital accounts with access to debit and credit cards, and investment solutions. This transformation made Mercado Pago consolidate as an independent fintech leader in the region and a reference in financial inclusion, especially in markets where access to traditional banking services is still limited. Beyond advances in logistics and finance, Mercado Libre invested heavily in cutting-edge technology, mainly artificial intelligence and machine learning. These technologies were used to personalize the shopping experience, offering more precise product recommendations adapted to each user's profile, optimizing prices, and forecasting demand. In terms of geographic expansion, Mercado Libre strengthened its presence in more than 18 Latin American countries, expanding its user and seller base and consolidating itself as the largest marketplace in the region. This leadership position also brought the challenge of facing increasingly strong competition, especially from Amazon, which expanded its operations in Latin America, and large traditional retailers migrating to digital. To differentiate itself, Mercado Libre bet on an integrated ecosystem that combines marketplace, logistics, and financial services, creating a unique experience for its customers. This integration allows sellers to access complete solutions, from product sales to payment and delivery, making operations easier and increasing trust in digital commerce. Furthermore, the company intensified efforts on sustainability, adopting practices to reduce the environmental impact of its operations, such as using electric vehicles in its fleet and investing in more sustainable packaging. To this day, Mercado Libre remains focused on innovation, seeking new ways to financially include millions of people and small businesses that previously had no access to e-commerce. The company has proven to be a fundamental engine for Latin America's digital transformation, driving economic growth and social inclusion in the region. If you liked the video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell.